closers are you taking over David Bednar right now? And the reason I ask you this is because David Bednar, through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, he got saves on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in a sweep over the St. Louis Cardinals. David Bednar this year in 24 innings has a 1.13 ERA. He's 13 for 14 in his save opportunities. And he's got 30 punch-outs, 1 walk. Bednar's been awesome. Bednar's going to be an all-star again. And I did this exercise. And I've got a list. For me, Bednar is 4 right now in terms of I need a scoreless 9th inning. Here's who I'm going to. Do you want me to give you my list, or do you want to try and concoct your list?
Here's my one issue with David Bednar, and it's not David Bednar's fault. The Pirates did this to him last year. They throw him every day, and we can look at his splits from season over. In April last year, 0.93 ERA. In May, 1.65. In June, started to struggle a little bit. July was still good. September, still solid. But again, you saw the innings just decrease. Post All-Star break, David Bednar was injured, and he only threw 8 innings. So I agree. If they just allowed Bednar to have a rest, he would get through the entire year and be one of baseball's best closers. And that's what we're seeing right now. But again, we are talking about right now. And when David Bednar is fresh and healthy, yeah, let's go through your list.
My list, I have Bednar at 4. I think it might honestly be a toss-up between 3 and 4. 1 for me is Clase. Like, yep. I understand the Clase has had some rough outings. He's been blowing some saves. Don't care.
Don't give
102 mile-an-hour cutters are crazy. Yep. I want Clase.
Agreed.
Felix Bautista, another guy that jumps to my mind.
Yep.
Bautista is somebody that, he's got what? He's got 57 punch-outs and 20.
You don't even have to continue. It's okay. Like obvious. He is unconscious.
Yeah. So Clase, Bautista. I'm taking Yohan Duran over him for the 9-2. I mean, he just went back-to-back 104.6, 104.7 or something.
When he's fresh, I think it's the best pitch mix I've ever seen of all time. He's throwing 105 mile-an-hour fastballs with 100 mile-an-hour splitters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not fair. That's not fair. He should not be allowed. Like, they should make him throw with a heavy ball.
Yes.
It's not fair to throw that.
It's absolutely insane, dude. And he's a big guy that had starter pedigree. It is the Chapman development. Like, he was a good starting pitching prospect, but they move him to the bullpen. And this guy's like best reliever in baseball immediately. So that's my list of 3 that I take over Bednar. I'm taking Bednar right now. 3 that jump out: Camilo Doval, Josh Hader, Alexis Diaz. Those are the 3 that I was like, do I take Bednar or them? And I answered Bednar to all 3 of those.
Yeah. I think they're all in the same bucket. I mean, Hader's been great this year. Diaz has been awesome this year.
Diaz has been awesome.
I mean, Jordan Romano has still been very good. He's up there, but not in that same breath. I still would take Devin Williams over him. I would take Devin Williams over Bednar. Shit, I'm just going through this list, and it's like, no, I'd take Bednar. No, I'd take Bednar. Yeah, that's about it.
Should be in that list. The thing that jumps out to me with Bednar, man, is like he's thrown 24 innings and has walked 1 guy. Like, I don't want my closer walking people.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain because Fairbanks is great, but I'd rather have Bednar.
Yeah, Devin's up there. I think if there's anybody,
I'd rather have Devin.
I'd probably rather have. That's hard. It's a toss-up for me.
It's a toss-up, and I get it, but Devin Williams is.
I hear you.
Yeah. But Bednar's up there. I mean, you could make a debate. It's relievers, right? You could make a debate of all these guys because, like, when they're all on, you can't hit any of them. So it's like, if you get them in a bad spot when they pitch 2 days in a row, their ERA might get a little bit inflated because their arm is tired. But if you get 2 days of rest for every single guy we named, you are not touching him.
Yes.
So it's just who's like more exciting to watch.
That's the thing. And I love talking about these guys too, because they are so unstoppable. Like
Unstoppable.
Duran in the
It's
ninth
too good
inning.
of stuff in one inning spurts. It's too good of stuff for anyone. Like you might put the bat out there, and when it's coming in 100 miles an hour, you might luckily make contact and it goes a long way because it's coming so hard in. But more often than not, you're missing. Like I just watched that Felix Bautista. I mean, he's just.
So
How do you hit 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone with tons of induced vertical break and then a splitter that starts at the top of the zone and it's tunneled perfectly? And talking about release points, talking about Orioles, it's the same release point. It's unhittable.
So that's the thing, man. Like I watched Duran on Friday night Apple TV, and I saw Miles Straw like laugh during the ninth inning because it was 105 on the TV gun, 105 on the TV gun, and they were both for strikes. I was like,
yeah,
what is this witchcraft?
With all due respect to Trevor Hoffman, one of the greatest closers of all time, Trevor Hoffman would shit himself if he saw some of these guys. Like Chipper Jones even admitted it. He was like, I don't know how I'd hit in this era. Of course, he's being very humble. He could hit in any era, but it's clear these are alien type pitchers. And when you get him in one inning spurts, it's just unfair. Like, remember when Zach Britton almost won the Cy Young that year a couple of years ago? It was 97 mile an hour sinkers.
I mean, Gagne, man.
Duran is throwing 100 mile an hour splitters.
Yeah.
It's not on the same level. Gagne, it was amazing because he touched 100 miles an hour. I see randos touching 100 miles an hour now. Like dudes I haven't heard of in the bullpens where I'm like, okay, you're 99 with sink. Yeah. What? And they get hit. Like, what the hell is going on?
Fucking everybody, dude.
That's what makes the Grayson thing so crazy, because Grayson stuff is objectively good and they picked on it so quick. And even if they know it's coming, they hit the piss out of it. Like, that's how good hitters are. That's how good the game is right now, dude. And talk about how good the game is. Aaron Judge is.
Next episode.
I mean, dude,
next episode.
Yeah, we'll do it next episode, but holy shit. I mean, it's just a pleasure. It is. It is. Thank the good Lord for making Aaron Judge a New York Yankee.
Just take us out, man.
And this is sponsored by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Use code JustBaseball when you download for a risk-free bet up to $100,000. I wish $1,000. Get your Just Baseball merch. It's in the episode description. It's the best way to support the show. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed the Walker Buehler episode. Of course, he will be on every Monday to break down pitches, talk college baseball, talk regular baseball, the whole 9 yards. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we would greatly appreciate you hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button and let us know what you want to see in the future. And a great way to support the podcast without spending the dime is just to rate and review 5 stars, whether that be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We are up to almost 1,000 5-star reviews on Spotify. We thank you all out there that are listening and enjoy us, on your daily commute or wherever you are absorbing the Just Baseball show. We greatly appreciate you listening. And with that, thank you, everybody.